Hello students, let's us begin the second video of this lesson, that is network, and the topic which we are going to discuss today will be the modem. Okay, so I ended the first video onto this topic only, and now let's begin with the topic modem. The full form of modem is modulator demodulator. Modem, the word is made up of two words, modulator, MO stands for the modulator and DEM stands for the demodulator. It is a device which is attached to the computers to convert digital signals to analog signals and vice versa. Vice versa means the opposite. Means first of all it converts the digital signals to analog signals and later on it converts the analog signals to the digital signals. Digital signals are the signals which are generated by the electronic devices. Electronic devices um, the uses the 0 and 1 values, and these 0 and 1 values create the digital signals. But the telephone lines or the normal transmission of the signals are not possible with this digital signal. So this digital signals need to be converted into the analog signals so that they can be transmitted from one place to another. That is what is basic need of the network, to communicate from one medium to another medium or to transmit the data from one place to another place. The purpose of the network is this only. So but this transmission is not possible with the digital signals, so it needs to be converted into the analog signal, and this conversion is done by the modem. So modem is the device which is basically needed at both the places. Both the places means the components of the network are the senders and the receivers. The first component is the sender and the last component is the receiver. So this modem is required at both the senders and the receivers, and at both the ends it is required. Means at the senders end, the data what is created is into the form of the digital, and this digital signal will be converted into the analog by the modem, and at the receivers end this the same analog signal which has been transmitted will be converted back to the digital so that the electronic device can read it up. I hope this is clear to you people. So to transmission is not possible without the help of the modem, and the modem is not only required with the computers, it is even attached with the fax machines or the other equipments which are used into the communication, or the even your cable network, television network, okay, that too uses the modem. So anything which is the part of the network and where the transmission of the information is done into the digital form, all those devices take the help of the modem, because they only are, this device is only capable of converting the digital into analog and back analog into the digital. Okay, so I hope this is all clear to you people. Let's move on to the next topic, and that is the types of the network. So basically when we are going to link different computers together, then they are going to create the network. This network is created into of the different size, of the different complexity and different geographical spread. Different size means it will determine how many systems or how many devices are the part of the network. So the number of the devices will give it the size. How they are connected to each other means whether they are connected into a single simple chain or into a series, or they are connected into a web form, complex web form. So all these things give it the gives the complexity to the network, and how much of the area that it is covering, that will decide the geographical spread. So let's discuss about the types of the network on the basis of the geographical spread, is how much of the area it is covering. Okay, so how much of the area it covers will give it the will give us the 5 types of the network. The first one is the LAN, the second one is the MAN, the third one is the CAN, and fourth one WAN, and the fifth one is the PAN. So LAN full form is the local area network. MAN metropolitan area network, campus area network is the CAN, the WAN is the wide area network, and PAN is the personal area network. So let's see each of them one by one, each of the types of the network. So first of all, let's see what is the local area network or the LAN. So when a small network is created, which is confined to a small area means it can be within an office building or within a factory or any institution. So when we are creating a small network which is confined to a small area, that is what is going to be called as the LAN. Okay, here the purpose of the LAN is to share the data. Okay, it is going to, not only it is going to help to the users to share the data, but one of the purpose of the LAN is also to do the resource sharing. I hope you people remember what is the resource sharing. Not only a network is used to share the informations, also we use the network to share the resources like the printer or the various other types of the devices which are involved into the which are the called as the peripheral devices. Okay, now let's see the advantages and the disadvantages also. First of all, the advantages that when we create a LAN, it provides less cost as compared to the other type of the network, since it is confined to the local area. Okay, so the less types of the components are involved into it to create this type of network, so the cost also is less when we are going to create the LAN. It helps in sharing the resources, as I just told you people that the purpose of the LAN is to do help in and sharing the resources. It offers the high speed also, because the the area coverage is less, so the speed is also not a problem in here. And it also helps in enhancing the communication, because it is helping in sharing the data and the informations programs, so it helps to enhance the communication also. The disadvantage is that when we are going to increase the number of nodes, the performance of the LAN may decrease. Okay, it is not capable of covering large number of the devices onto it. Okay, so we have to be very sure that the numbers of the devices which are going to be the part of the LAN has to be limited in numbers. Second of all, that as the space or the area what it is covering is very less, so the limitation to the area coverage is also there. Okay, so these two disadvantages, with these two disadvantages, let's begin with the next type of the um, network, and that is the metropolitan area network. So metropolitan area network are the networks which are spread over a city. Okay, like your cable TV networks that are spread over a city. Okay, as well as I have already given the example to you people earlier also, that the networks what are created to share the information within the city limit. Okay, that is what is the metropolitan area network. So the advantages of the MAN is that it covers a wider area than the LAN. Second thing is that it also helps in enhancing the communication. Okay, means within a premise we are able to communicate well with the help of the LAN, but if we have to communicate beyond the particular premise, then the MAN is only going to be helpful in that situation. Disadvantages that is cost is higher, as it requires more devices and more components onto it. Okay, so the disadvantage also comes over there, as well as the management of MAN is also difficult. Okay, because as we are going to increase the area, the management of the network will also be an issue. The third type of the network is the campus area network or the CAN. See, when we are going to create multiple LANs, okay, multiple LANs together, but these are not just like the MANs. Okay, means they will campus area network means within a bigger boundary. Okay, the LAN, see, the purpose of the LAN was to connect the devices of a particular premise. But if the premise is the part of a bigger campus, okay, you can take the example for this, that suppose kar liya ki there is the, we are just talking about the university. Okay, university or a big factory, you can just say a big factory has got various sections into it, like the account section will be there, production section will be there, sales section will be there. So now if the factory is having the different premise for the sales, production, advertisement and accounts, and the particular section is going to have the LAN, and when we are going to connect all these LANs together, then it is going to take the shape of the campus area network. Okay, so the campus area network has got the multiple LANs, but they are smaller than the MAN, means they are beyond the beyond the premise, but they are not the part of the city. Okay, they are the part of a particular campus only. Okay, so this is having more than one LANs into it, but it is the size of the campus area network is little smaller than the MAN. The advantage of this CAN is that it is economical, beneficial and easy to implement within a few kilometers of the locality, as well as it helps in multi-departmental network access. I just told you that suppose कर लिया कि एक factory के अंदर we have created the CAN, and this is going to help to us to connect with the different departments like the accounts department, production department, sales department, and all these types of the things. Then also the CAN offers same speed of data transfer across the various departments, means the data transfer rate is not going to differ within the different LANs. They all will remain the same when we are going to connect all those LANs with the help of the CAN. Also, it is helpful for the universities and the other corporate organizations where the area coverage is bigger. Okay, where a LAN is a limit, means a single LAN is not going to is not able to connect. As we have seen, the limitation of the LAN was that when we are going to increase the number of nodes, the performance is going to decrease. Okay, the LAN's limitation is we cannot have the big number of the nodes attached to it. So to overcome this problem of the LAN, the campus area network can be a benefit in this regard. Disadvantage is that it is comparatively difficult to manage than the LAN, as LAN is a single creation of the network, and when we are just trying to control the different LANs together, so the management may be a difficult task. Next, moving over to the campus area network, we have got the wide area network. Wide area network is the type of the network which is created across the country boundary. Okay, here the country is not a limitation. When we are going to create a wide network where the different computers are involved, which are onto the at the large distances, okay, and such type of the network which is created is going to be called as the wide area network. The advantages of the WAN is that it is portable, means nodes can communicate without restriction within radio coverage. Means if they are into the limit of the radio coverage, if they are connected with the radio frequency, the systems which are attached with it can be the part of it. Okay, so let us see the second advantage, and that is the planning. Okay, the second advantage is the planning, where the wireless networks allow for communication without planning. Wired networks need wiring plans. Means here we can communicate with both the plannings, whether we are using the wired connections or we are using the wireless connection. If we are going to use the wired connection, we need to have the planning, okay, and when there is no wired connection, planning how the communication will set, how the data will move on, all these plannings are not at all required. Installation is also quick and easy. Okay, you people have seen how well you can install, how quickly you can install, and how easy it is to install the wide area network. See, the best example of the wide area network is the internet. Okay, everybody uses internet, okay, and everybody has created or is the part of the wide area network or the WAN. So you all know how easy it is to install and how quick it is. Okay, also it also provides the connectivity in area that are difficult to lay cables. Means it's not necessary that always we have to connect using the cables only. We can go for the wireless connections also, connectivity also, and that is why the wide area network is a boon for such places. Disadvantage is that high setup cost is there. It is not very cheap to set. Second thing is because of the large geographical spread, interference is also there. Many of the time, means, it is not very smooth as it is into the campus area network or the local area network. So interference is also there. Security is also a big issue these days. Okay, cyber crimes have increased so much over there. Unauthorized people are using our connections. So security has become a major problem these days. Uh, when we increase the number of nodes onto the wide area network, then also it reduces its efficiency in the form of the low data rate transfer. And the maintaining of the WAN is also an issue. Just to cover up, it might be running smooth into one area, but might not be using that same smoothness into the other area in transferring the data. So maintenance is also an issue when we are working with the wide area network. Next, further, let's move on to the last type of the network, and that is the personal area network or the PAN. Okay, so this is the network which is created around an individual, around a person. Individual means around a personal, and that is why it is called as the personal area network. Its coverage area is very less, and that is up to 10 meters only. Means around a person, whichever type of the network is created, that is going to be called as the personal area network. Okay, it can be wireless also, or it can be the wired also. When we are using the word wired, it means we are creating the network using the cables. Okay, now when we are going to create a wired network, we use the USBs or the wires, and when we are creating the wireless, we are using the Bluetooth or infrared. Okay, advantages of the PAN are that it is efficient, cost effective and convenient. Means when we have to share the data within a small area, then all these advantages are there. Second thing is it is also secured because only used by a single user, no multiple nodes are created. Means multiple nodes are there, but all the nodes will be of you handled by the single user only. So it is going to be secure also. Disadvantages that it is not going to cover the long distances, only short distance can be covered into it. Second thing is data rate is very low as compared to the other network. So these all were the types of the network what we have discussed, and this the type is created or classified on the basis of the geographical area they are going to cover up. I hope the types of the network is clear to you people. And further we are going to move with the internet and the intranet, and how the network is created by using the communication channel. The last video is going to deal with all such type of the topics. And if there is any problem, you people may contact me.